welcome to the Final Whistle with Coach Stevie G. We're up to episode 11, and I tell you what, it's been about a month since I've last done a Final Whistle. I'm really looking forward to this interview. So let's roll the intro.
Yeah.
There we have it.
Yeah.
There's not going to be too many people that are going to understand that little humor behind that intro, but we might even get into it in our conversation. But Jack, I usually have a write-up, and I do have one for you. So before we get into some Q&A, let me do my formal intro. Rightio. He is the middle child of the Garrard clan, which means he's been fighting for scoreboard attention since birth. And right now, he's sitting second on the ladder and hunting top spot like it owes him money.
Yes, sir.
Jack's got a footy brain that stores stats like Dave Middleton, a game sense sharper than Mitch Moses in Origin 1, but the bloke's not perfect. He can be completely rattled by a magpie at a local park. He is an Eel fan, no doubt about it. He bleeds blue and gold, but don't expect blind loyalty in his tips. Jack's the kind of supporter who cheers power on with his heart. He tips against them with his head. And it's been it's been a long time since the Garrards lifted the trophy in this comp, almost as long as it's been since the mighty Eels last held up silverware. Could this be the year? Only time will tell. Jack Garrard, welcome to the Final Whistle.
Oh, thanks for having me, Coach Stevie G. It's a bloody pleasure. Honestly, I feel honoured to be sitting in this chair.
I tell you what, I hope the internet is working. There's a little bit of lag because we're obviously in the same house. So I hope the video worked. I hope everyone can hear it's loud and clear. We already have 5 comments in the chat, and I'll get to those in a minute. But you're pumped, Jack. You're ready for the comeback episode. Like I said, it's been a little while, but are you ready for the comeback episode for the Final Whistle to bring back the masses?
Yes, I was born ready. Let's get this going, party people.
Alrighty. So we've got the whole family in here. Beck says, let's go. Libby's saying, go Jackamoko Toto. Karen's crying. So the video must have worked. The fact that she's laughing out loud. Oh, here we go.
Mum's saying it's worked.
It did work. I'm so glad it worked because it doesn't often work. Ray's in the house. Great to see Fluffy. Who's Fluffy? We'll have to elaborate that one on. Elaborate, Ray. All right. So what else we got here? Beck's saying it's worked. Chris saying go Jacko. Good to see the Fluffy Duck. All right, there we go. Fluffy Duck. Well, kicking straight off, Jack. What have you thought of the competition so far?
Yeah, I thought it's pretty good, considering where I've been going all year round. How can you complain?
Sit nice and pretty at the very top of the ladder, as you can see in the name on the top of the screen. You come in second, so
yes, sir.
So obviously it has been a good year for you, but you've got your mate's up there as well, isn't he? Is he the guy leading the comp?
Yeah, my mate, unfortunately, is the guy leading the comp. And then before he was a leader, my other mate was also leading the comp. So I think I've invited the wrong people to the competition.
You have? Well, who are they? So the guy at the top, what's his name?
His name is Josh. And he's just, I grew up with him. Went to the same primary school, went to the same high school. He lives down the street. He lives opposite. He lives behind Cameron Nicholson's house. You remember that boy that used to be climbing the fence? That was Josh.
I do remember Josh. I was more meaning his display name. Just remind me what his display name is.
Oh, right. It's a Hameplane.
That's it,
Hameplane 05 or something like that.
How could I forget the Hameplane? And then Mitch Scaife, he's your other mate that was up there, but he's gone walkabout. He's gone walkabout.
He's washed.
No, it has been a good comp. I've really enjoyed it for obvious reasons because I am just behind you in third spot, and you definitely have a target on your back. But we'll see. We'll see how I go. I usually do crumble around this time of year, so hopefully I can keep it together. All right, holiday plans. We usually ask everyone in these interviews holiday plans that you've got coming up.
I've got nothing major, no major holiday plans come up other than I'm going to the snow next week with my cousin's husband, which I'm keen for. So yeah, that's the thing I've only got like locked in plan. But other than that, I want to travel, obviously, like everyone does. I want to go to Japan, Europe. Just your typical spots there. young people go, I guess. I know there's fucking every single person I know is in Europe right now. So, I'm feeling jealous.
So is it Thredbo you're going to? Is it next week or the week after?
No, it's next week. Next week. So I'm looking forward to that. Going snowboarding down. Yeah, I think Thredbo Thredbo.
Very good. What does a typical football night look like for Jack? Give the millions an insight to your typical football night.
So you're just talking like your typical, like not a para game, just a typical game, like a Friday night footy type of thing?
You're probably just the typical one, not the ones that we go to the game day. I think there's some other questions that sort of touch on game day experience. But
typical games. I actually prefer to watch games with my own company, like not having too much distractions around me, just sitting downstairs and just the lounge watching TV. I don't like watching it upstairs or with the family because you guys watch Channel 9 and I can't freaking stand Matt Thompson, so I watch Fox League. And
the man cave downstairs is the place to be when it comes to watching some footy, especially with the bar just to what's in front of you where you're sitting at the moment.
Yes,
all right. What do you do for work, mate?
So I just got employed as of recent. I haven't started yet, but that is a sales role for a finance broking company. I can't really go too much into detail because I don't know the details myself. But just calling out small to medium-sized businesses, trying to sell them our company. The company is called Shore Capital. And getting them to be getting us to be their finance brokers.
Yeah, right. They're in Norwest, aren't they? Norwest Business Park?
Yeah, Norwest. So 10-minute drive up Old Windsor Road. Happy days.
So you'll be in my territory. You'll be getting a few phone calls for some lunchtime catch-ups. And you're probably just around – you're down the Lexington end of Norwest?
Yeah. The
Bella Vista thing. The Bella Vista what's that place called?
That business place where there's a bunch of places like
it's Norwest Business Park down near Lexington. It was a Bella Vista Hotel. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah.
That'll be a Friday, Saturday night local for you, or Thursday night after work or something. I would have thought.
Yeah, it's also opposite Frango's as well.
Yep.
Like the record opposite Frango, so that'll also be a good spot to be going to.
They got some good sports memorabilia up on their walls, and I think it is all decked out. Mostly Parramatta from memory. I haven't been to Frango's.
We've got some shit talk here about Parramatta going on in the chat. I'll tell you what.
Is there?
You can't have picked Para all season if you're at the top. That's just skill. What can I say? You pick and choose when Para are going to win their games.
No. Well, the actual thing that I wrote up was that it's actually the opposite, Ray. What did I write here? I've got it still on the screen. Basically, that you don't expect, you don't pick blindly. Your loyalty doesn't set who you pick. That you pick with your brain, not your heart.
Only if I know 100% Para are gonna lose. So, hint. This is a second place tips right here. So copy me. Canberra beating Para this week. So get up on that.
I'm going to let it loose. I've picked Canberra. I can't see Para beating them. Ray's saying that the best game day experience is when you actually experience a Parramatta winning the game.
Yeah.
So he's in full form, Mr. Jones.
Unfortunately.
Now I've lost my place with these questions. What have we got here? What's something most people in the comp would be surprised to know about you?
Let me have a think. Oh yeah, I do. When I was younger, I did as a hobby. I did cup stacking, and that's kind of traveled through muscle memory with me now, so I can stack cups quite quickly. Got to a point when I was younger where I was in contact with the Australian coach, trying out for the team, and then I kind of gave up on it when I was like probably 9 years old. Not even 8 years old, 7. I don't know, around that 7 to 8 years old mark.
I'm going to cut you off. Explain what cup stacking is, because there's going to be 99% of people watching out of the Footy Tipping Comp that would have absolutely no idea what cup stacking is.
Yeah, so cup stacking is it's a sport, and you have special cups. So you're not just got the red plastic cups that you'd be drinking like you'd be playing beer pong with. and there's certain how can I word it? Patterns or certain patterns that you're doing. So there's the 3-3-3, which is when you're stacking 3 cups, 3 sets of 3 cups. That's right. And then there's a 3-6-3, which is, I'm not going to go into detail on that. And then the cycle, which is the big one. And the world record for the cycle is like, I want to say it's like just like 4 seconds, like 4.6 seconds, which is absolutely ridiculous. Because I reckon I can stack the 3-3-3, the easiest ones. I reckon I can do that maybe in 4 seconds. So they can do the whole cycle, which is a big thing, in 4 seconds. So there's a certain like sequence of patterns that you need to do. You're not just stacking a big mountain of cups. If you look it up, it's a proper sport. There's world tours and everything for it. So yeah.
Very good. What's the most memorable holiday you've been on?
I've been on a few holidays, I've been lucky growing up. You guys taking me on a lot of holidays. Even going to America for 2 months or 6 weeks, or however long it was. But what tops that for me is Uluru. Uluru was probably, and I say it like I'm saying it right now, I think it's definitely my favorite holiday. And it was only a 3-day holiday.
So it beats America. It beats America. All the different like Fijis, the boat trips, the cruises.
Yeah. In general, it beat. Like I said, I've had some great holidays, absolutely great, and it only beats everything by the tiniest bit. And it's only because it was just such a unique type of holiday. You're in the desert, you're not on a beach. You're seeing Uluru, which you'd only probably see once in your life. It was only me and Mum, so it was quite quiet, and we just did what we wanted to do. It wasn't a big family thing. Just everything about it was just great. The weather was bloody hot, but the facilities for the hotels is like caters for it. The aircon's great, but yeah, just seeing the rock and just being in the desert was something that I have never experienced, and it was just great. Such a relaxing holiday, even though it's not your typical relaxing type of holiday. We're doing a lot. Up at 4 a.m. in the mornings doing things, but yeah, definitely my favorite.
Yeah, awesome. It's good to hear. And I've always wanted to get to Uluru, or at least during the wet period, the wetlands and whatever. But I'll get there one day. But I think Mum's got a comment here which I'll put up. She says it's a spiritual place.
Yeah, spirits.
I'll put Raven's comment back up that he's saying that there's plenty of cups being stacked in our family parties, and obviously he's referring to the alcohol consumption that typically takes place when we have get-togethers. Yeah.
Not saying you can't stack those cups, but yes, 100%.
And Karen's agreeing with him, saying lots of cups to stack. Although Karen would have lots of wine glasses to stack if we were measuring her consumption. Who's Kiki? Oh, there we go. They've got a profile picture. Got a profile picture, so we all know who Kiki is now. There you go. All right, next question. Hello. Do you go to many games, or do you prefer to watch the games in the comfort of your home?
Nah, I haven't really been to many games in my life. Probably 1 or 2, maybe, give or take.
Give or take, you reckon?
Nah, I've been to fucking heaps of games. Like I said, I've been lucky. I have we have our membership for the past 10 years now at Para, so we've been going to all the home games for 10 years now. So I've been to plenty of games in my time. I prefer to go to a game just for the experience, but if you're wanting to sit down and really watch the game of footy, you're definitely better off watching it at home. Like if you're really if it's not your team and you just wanted to watch the footy, I'd suggest watching it. I'd prefer to watch it at home, but I like going just the whole day of it. We go 3 hours before, make a day out of it. We're not just rocking up to a game. We also got really, really good seats. So yeah.
Yeah, you've been going since you were born, literally. Mm-hmm. I've been taking to the footy since you were old enough that you could hold your head up. So we've been going to game day experiences for a very long time. Experienced the old Parramatta Stadium, experienced the transition over to Homebush, and now experiencing CommBank. We didn't get Cumberland. We're not as OG as Cumberland Oval, but close to it.
I wasn't even alive for Cumberland, so
That's right. No, I wasn't. I wasn't even in Sydney at that stage. But yeah, game day. I don't think there's many home games we've missed, to be frank with you, in the last decade or more.
Yeah.
And on that note, your mum and I are going to go to Canberra this weekend to watch the Eels play the Raiders down in the -4 temperature, which would be fun. All right, past and current favourite player.
Past and current. So I'd say past players are not going to be. They're not old players. They're not in the 80s or anything. Because fuck, who knows how they played? Because I'd say past players for me, favorite would be Jarrod Croker. He's now retired now, so he's considered past player. Semi Raja is definitely a past player I liked watching as a kid. Chris Sandow was funny to watch because he was small.
And erotic.
And yeah, he just, he wasn't scared at all. Big shoulder charge.
Maybe not erratic. I should have probably said.
Chip and chase. Who else is there? Nathan Heimarsh, I guess, just because I found it funny. He was known for having his arse shown. So that was a funny thing for me as a kid. No reason other than that. And he's just para player, I guess.
And his jersey is behind you.
Yeah. His arse is also behind me somewhere here.
Yes, there you go. So I knew about Croker. I'm not surprised to hear about Radradra. Sandow is a little funny extra that I wouldn't have thought came out of your mouth. But
I wouldn't even say he's my favorite. It's just funny. Like I'm just thinking of past players.
It's funny. What is funny that Croker is, even without me talking, I never really spoke much about Croker, but he was always, I wouldn't say a favourite player, but he was always a player that I rated extremely highly. Because I think he's probably one of the most underrated players that never got the recognition that he should, I think he deserved. But the fact that you picked up on, your gut instinct was Garrard as well. Croker.
I just remember when I was a little kid, when I was first starting playing footy, and we should, you were teaching me how to tackle and using their legs, and you don't have to be the biggest person on the field, blah, 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 all that type of talk. I just remember watching Jarrod Croker defensively on the centre. They wouldn't get past him, and chop him down straight away. And that was when I first noticed how good of a player he was. And then, that's what made me like him initially. And then you keep watching, he was just a consistent player, a hard-working player. He's almost like a Gutho. And then, so actually that leads me on to the present players. Gutho would be my favourite current player. Stephen Crichton, I really raise Stephen Crichton as a player, like heavily. So, Gutho, Crichton. And then an up-and-coming player that I really rate or enjoy watching is Riley Smith as well. Number 9 for Para this year. I think he's got a future ahead of him, and I really want us to lock him down because
it'll be interesting to see what happens with God, the name just escaped me.
Talon De Silva.
De Silva, yeah.
Well, they've got Riley Smith starting number 9 this week and Silva off the bench, so hopefully they stick to that.
It'll be interesting to see though what their future plans are once De Silva settles, if he becomes our number 1.
Well, De Silva's signed to the end of 29, and then Riley's signed to the end of 27. So De Silva's got 2 years of it, like above him on contract wise, length of contract. So he could
they'll probably run with a typical 2-9, one on the bench, and then rotate them.
And I don't mind that. But I kind of do prefer Riley just to be playing 80 minutes. But I guess if you have 2 young guns playing, can't really complain. Yep.
Best football memory as a fan. What's your best game day footy memory?
Best game day. I really like that the 2019 finals that we went to against Broncos. Yeah, we put 50 on them. That was a freaking good day. Even just the first game back when we played Penrith after the grand final, I think it was the first game back, where Cleary got sent off and we just had a really good game. And the second half wasn't as good, but that whole lead up into the game, being the first game back after the grand final, versing them after the grand final, we were beating them, and then Cleary got sent off by dropping Dylan Brown on his head. And I don't know, that was a great game. I remember that game.
Yep.
Yeah, they're probably the two standouts for me. Also, when Mitchell Moses did that field goal against Penrith as well, not too long ago as well. That was a good game.
My two, one sort of not necessarily game day experience, but just fan experience was obviously the grand final a couple of years ago. That lead up, that whole day leading up to the game, obviously from kickoff onwards was shit. But the whole lead up, the family lead up, and the game day going to the club, the Eels, and getting interviewed by the news, and the banter that we had with all the fans, and just that whole lead up to the grand final was sensational. But the actual game day experience that I really rate extremely highly probably is game 1 against West Tigers for the opening of the stadium.
Oh yeah, that's one that I missed. Yeah, that was a good one. That was really good.
Mitch Moses running down, and that famous video of him scoring the try in the corner, the runaway try. But that whole game, just seeing the stadium and the experience of that stadium opening up was.
And we also didn't know what we were going to expect as well. Like, it was a new team with Para. Well, not a new team. Yeah, quite a new team of players, and we hadn't cemented ourselves as a good team at that point, and we were quite nervous. We were like, oh, we lose these big games typically. And then for us to come out on the park and absolutely pump them, it was a cracking game. Also, this is not para-related, but the Penrith Broncos grand final we went to, that's up there for one of the best games I've ever watched.
Yep.
Cleary scored the winning try right in front of us.
Yep.
We were in the Broncos fan area, so watching them all cry was fucking hilarious. Because we felt it the year before, so we knew what it was like. But completely different scenarios, though. But yeah.
There's a mate of Brownie, Jack, who goes on the golf tour with us, who's used to play for the Broncos. He's a bit of a Broncos legend. Him and I've forgotten his name. Who was Benji's halves combination? Prince. So he was there with Jack and. Oh yeah, you're probably a bit too young. But Prince was there, and they were just in the next bay next to us. And being legends of football, just sitting with the common folk, just seeing the banter during that game, especially after they lost, that was pretty funny. That was a memory on that day. Apart from obviously the footy. Mum asked about Moses. What did she say? Tell us your thoughts about Mitch Moses. Apart from that, your sister is in love with him.
Yeah, I rate him as, I reckon, he's top 3 halfbacks in the game. I rate him. I know Mum doesn't like him. That's why she was asking me the question. But yeah, he's a good player. I mean, people take into consideration, as in Mum takes into consideration, too much of what they are as outside people and all that shit. I don't care. I just want him to be a good player. I just don't care. Like, just go out on the field and win me games. That's all I want. Like,
spoken like a true football fan.
Yeah.
Now, Mum's added here. Used to are making memories that will last a lifetime. It's special to watch from the outside. Can't disagree at all on that. And we've made a pact to ourselves that even when I'm 70 and 80 and grey and old, that we still be going to games.
When you're grey, you mean you are grey?
Mate, I've got a couple of little sprinkles on the sideburns, mate. That's about it. Leave me alone. All right, we've got to crack on, or we're going to miss the footy, and I know we're not going to miss the footy. What have we got here? Footy memories. What's your biggest heartbreak? I probably can guess that, but your biggest footy heartbreak? Yeah. Well,
yes.
I'm not talking about.
What's going on here?
I'm not talking about what happened last weekend at the nightclub.
What the hell? Yeah, definitely the grand final. There's no two ways about it, mate. The grand final, 2022 grand final. I was a fucking terrible game.
Do you remember? Do you remember the 2009?
No, I don't remember the game at all. I have a split second memory of being in Nana Josephine's house, like in the backyard. But I didn't even know that was for the grand final. I just remember there was a big family thing for after her passing. I didn't even know that was for a grand final until you said it not long ago. So
yeah, okay.
I was like 4 years, 3.5, 4 years old at that time.
So think yourself lucky. I mean, you've had a few heartbreaks with,
and then also all the we get knocked out of the finals in the second round for the past few years as well. So that's all of those, but nothing beats getting all the way to a grand final and losing the way we did.
Yeah. I tell you what, it goes close though. And I talk about it often. The semi-finals against Melbourne when we travelled down to Melbourne as a family for that game, and losing in the dying minute or dying seconds of that game. And I feel still to this day we got ripped off, something terrible. That was the Semi-Rad Raja era that we could have, should have, and I really think we had the best team to win it.
2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was when we went to Melbourne.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was an awesome experience as a family, and the game was amazing until the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, I have a video I've got to play for this next section. We'll see if it works. I don't know which button I'm going to press. So what's this?
We've got some comments here. Love the knowledge and history, Jack. Thank you very much, Uncle.
Yeah. Can you press the buttons, or is it only me that can press them?
No, I can't press nothing. I can just see them.
So we got here, as a fan, I care. Uncle Phil's on board. Love the knowledge and history, Jack. That's what you're just referring to. Ray's still there. I thought he might have disappeared after we were talking about the West Tigers for game against the Parramatta Eels at the opening of the stadium. Lucky that the Tigers taught Moses how to play. 2009, I won that year. Oh, that was Mum must have won the tipping comp that year, but she went back to back.
Yeah, when it was
2009. So it was either 2008 or 2010 that she went back to back on. Yeah, I forgot about that. So that might actually be. I haven't looked, and I should have looked before we got on tonight. That might have been the last time a Garrard won. So what's that? 11 years ago? No. What's that? So 10 would be 15, 16 years ago? Maybe we've had someone since. I don't know. But it might be about right. I'd have to look. All right. So there's a video I was going to play. I don't know which one I was pressed because Tip and Talk. Oh,
wait a minute. Who are you?
I don't think.
And now for some rapid fire facts.
No, that was for the rapid fire questions. That's later. Anyway, having a bit of fun clicking buttons. Tipping Talk. How did you come up? How did you come up with your display name, Lucky Ducky?
How did I come up? So LuckyDucky656 for the people who do know is my gamer tag or PlayStation name. And the way I came up with that at the time, I think I was about 12. And we just got we're just making new accounts because Fortnite was the big game at the time. And we were all using your account. And Matt made a name, and it was a very silly name. It was like, I'm a wiggly worm. And then I was next to make my name, and was struggling on what to think and wanted it to be a bit weird and not common or like a bit goofy at the time. And the first thing that came to my head was Lucky Ducky, and then the first three, like the numbers just came out of my tongue, 656, and that is literally the story of making my name. And then ever since then, it's been quite a thing, like known around my mates, and everyone knows, not everyone, but like people around knew that my name was LuckyDucky656, and I just kind of carried it on for any display name that I have. That's normally my name, or that is my name.
It's a little bit like for the boomers that are online at the moment, or that will watch this video later. It's a little bit like your Hotmail address. When emails became a thing, when they were first become a thing, everyone grabbed an email address, which was a Hotmail address typically. And some of the crazy Hotmail emails addresses that people come up with was pretty funny. And a matter of fact, I think Ben Muras, who's in the tipping comp, well, I know he's obviously in the tipping comp. He has a funny Hotmail, and he still has his Hotmail address. I can't believe he's the only person that I know still uses a Hotmail address. And I don't know if Lisa or Ben's on at the moment. I've turned off my chat. I'll have a look. But all right, moving on. Next one. Do you know your best finish in the tipping comp?
In COVID, I won. No, in COVID, I could have got like second place, but I went for the win and went for upsets. So I don't know what I ended up finishing on that year. But that was at the time where it was first place takes all the wins. So I was second place nearly the whole year with Chad being number one.
Yep.
And then, I went for it in the last couple of weeks and then didn't get it, and I just kind of dropped down. So I don't know what I finished then, but that would be like that's my best year I've had since this year. So no, I don't know my best. Probably like 10th, maybe. Like I don't know where I finished that year.
Yep. So people listening, Chad is the monster. I think his display name in the comp is the monster. I think he's around about the 20th. He's around abouts, but I think he's outside the lead, not to be troubling you or I at the moment. Who's the one person in the comp you want to beat? That's obvious.
I've got a few. I mean, one person. I've got a few, mate, for sure. I want to beat you, but I definitely want to beat Deputy LM. Get that shit out of you. I'm not here to fuck around. So yeah, definitely you and Deputy LM, my auntie. That would be just the shit talks that's been going on during this year would be great to secure that.
You're forgetting one person, one obvious person that you want to beat.
Oh, Matt, but he doesn't stand a chance. So
not talking about Matt.
Oh, I mean, I want to be Hayne playing if that's what you're talking about. But...
Yes, you want to beat Josh, mate. That's the one person that should be on your radar.
Yeah. I want to be Hayne playing, but that's not funny. Like, that's obvious. I'm trying to do personal winnings here. I'm trying to beat the people that means the most.
I tell you what, it's been a very good year because we're both going well, and it's been good banter, like it always is. Now, who has absolutely no chance? So throw someone under the bus and say, not just where they're.
Hey, everyone in this chat stands no chance. They're all shit.
Mate, Indiana's just jumped on, and she was right up there. She was in your position not that long ago, about 3 or 4 years ago. She was in the position where you are.
Indiana, Mum, Michelle stands no chance, please. Phil, Matt, no one stands a chance.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Anything else you want to add? Just while you're just throwing down the gauntlet.
Like I just said, everybody in this chat doesn't stand a chance.
Double wow! You got a double wow from Uncle Phil.
Watch your mouth, sir.
Watch your mouth, sir. From
when you're sitting up here, you don't need to watch your mouth. You know, you got bragging rights.
All right, we're going on to the rapid fire questions. It's getting closer to kick off, and let's play that video again.
And now for some rapid fire facts.
There we go. We've got the timing right this time. So, as you know, having watched the final whistle a few times already, these aren't really rapid fire. The greatest NRL player of all time in LuckyDucky656.
Hold on, what did you just say? Your mic did something.
The greatest NRL player of all time.
My greatest player, and this is going to sound bad because I'm a Para fan, but I'll say it with chest. Nathan Cleary is the greatest player of all time. If he keeps on going like he was, I mean, if he keeps having years like he's had this year, I'll maybe just take that away. But you can't ignore his resume. You can't ignore what he's done, even though he's only halfway through his career. I don't see. And then you got Cameron Smith as well, and they're two people I don't like saying they're the greatest players of all time. But you can't not say they aren't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I won't add to that because I've already talked about the greatest player, and I agree, and I agree more. Now, your mum and everyone's giving you shit about your little spray before. Mum saying she can't watch. She's going to love watching you fall. And then Indy's agreeing.
If I fall, I'll take it with whatever. If I fall, I've got the screenshots of coming first, so that's all that matters.
There's only one way to go, Lucky Ducky, sitting close to the top that's not going up any higher. One higher. Just one, yeah. You got one spot to go. All right, next question. Best current player in the NRL. I'm assuming it's the same answer then.
Yeah,
if he's the greatest player, it has to be the best.
I'd say Cleary.
So the biggest grub of all time. Or biggest grub in the game, sorry, not of all time.
Biggest grub. Interesting. I'd say maybe you got Reid. He's the most, the framed grub of all. Like he's probably the biggest grub. I don't know. I'd say Reid Marnie would be the biggest grub right now. But that's just because he's small and got small boy syndrome. So he really wrestles up with the big boys. Munster's a good. Thanks, Phil. Yeah, Munster would be a big grub. Yeah, those two. There's not really a definite grub in this game, right? Like in the game right now, to be honest. There's not someone that stands out as the biggest grub as of right now. Latrell used to be a big grub, and I wouldn't say he's that much of a grub anymore.
Yeah, I think Munster's more of a competitor than a grub. That's just my view on it.
I used to think Will Chambers was a grub.
Okay, that's interesting. But I agree with Reed Marnie's is known as a grub, and he really replaced that other the guy that's on the 360. He used to be the grub for the Bulldogs at number 9.
Mick Ennis.
Yeah, so he took over from him. But I'll tell you what, since Reed Marnie, with all the stuff going on at the Bulldogs, he's really sort of quietened down a little bit and kept his head down. Mum's saying Tallis. That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, Luai's a bit of a grub, but not really. Cody Walker, I don't think Cody Walker's that much. Cherry Evans isn't a grub, I don't reckon either. I don't think there's very much of a standout grub in this game, like in the footy right now, to be honest.
Yeah, none that comes to my mind outside of what the ones you've already said. All right, one NRL rule you would change instantly. This will be interesting because I've heard so many different opinions on this subject that we talk about all the time. But on the spot, and I know you haven't seen these questions, because I didn't send them out to you. What's the one rule that you'll change instantly?
Instantly. Good question. I'd say.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you.
It's hard. That's all right. It's hard to say to make this a rule, but if there's a blatant forward pass, like take it back if it's blatant. But you can't rule it being blatant and not. So that would never happen. Rule is the constant like 6 agains are changed, like making it a constant thing.
The ruck infringements.
Yeah, like making like you just block, like doing a 6 again for little things that you wouldn't, refs just do 6 agains. Really, if it's something that's not as big to blow a penalty on, if it was 5 years ago, they wouldn't be saying those 6 agains are penalties because you'd have to blow a penalty, which means there's replays, which means there's discussions about it. But 6 agains, you can just do it and no one even thinks, it just gets forgotten about because they're so common. So maybe getting rid of how common 6 agains are.
I like your forward pass one, but I don't know if it's a rule change. And I don't think it is a rule change because I think it is an actual rule, but enforcing the rule that they don't enforce. And that is not making sure, but giving the linesman the power and enforcing them to have the power to put their flag up if the pass is forward. You made a rule last game.
Yeah.
Linesman and you were dead in line, as we were, dead in line with the pass, and it was so blatantly obviously forward. All he's got to do is put his flag in the air.
Mate,
he comes back to that point. But he just doesn't. They never do it.
Mate, the linesman was in front of me, so he was blocking my view from the ball. And I could see that it was a forward pass with him being in front of me, with him blocking my eyes, like the line. He was blocking me from seeing it, and I could see it was a forward pass. And he's right in front of the ball, and he's not it was a blatant forward pass.
The only thing I can think of is that they do make comment, obviously in their earpiece and their communication, but the ref in the middle chooses not to take his communication on board. That's the only thing I can think of. But the rule going off the back of the forward passing would be to give the ability for the linesman to have more power in controlling those type of decisions because they see it and they just don't. It just doesn't get called out. Yeah. All right, moving on. Golden point or extra time?
Golden point. Oh yeah, golden point. I guess it's just such a. Yeah, I'd say golden point.
Yep.
There's pros and cons to both.
So leave it the way it is.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to both, but I'd say golden point.
Now, your mum's saying that you got the squeaky chair. Out of those chairs along those sides, did you grab the squeaky one?
Yeah, I must have, because it is squeaking. But I didn't think you'd be able to hear it through the mic.
Best bet of the round.
Best bet of the round.
Yep.
Let me have a good squeeze. As in, this wouldn't give you many odds, but I can't see Para winning against Canberra after they've had a break in Canberra as well.
And -5.
Yeah, exactly right. That's what I'm saying. Like in Canberra. Storm beating Manly. I don't think Manly stand a chance. Yeah. Are you talking about like a multi?
No, just best bet of the round. So just whatever you think's a certainty, I suppose. So you've rattled off a couple of games without giving away all your tips, Jack. Keep them in the back pocket, son.
Keep all right, tips smart. Your man is sharp.
And remember, I was going to give you the whistle tonight because Snapper's been giving me shit that I can't blow this bloody whistle, and I know that you know how to blow the whistle like a referee. And I was nearly going to give you this little thing
blow the whistle, baby. You didn't know it.
to give you the whistle, but anyway, who will win the premiership in 2025? Who's winning it this year?
I'd say it's a difference between who I want to win and who's going to win. I think I want Raiders to win. I don't want Para to win, but they're not going to win. I want Raiders to win. And then I think if Melbourne get to the grand final, they will probably win. Just because it's almost like the same story with Penrith. You know, they lost last year. They're going to come back hungrier this year with another years of experience. So yeah, I think if Melbourne get there, they'll win. But I want Raiders to win.
Yep, I've talked about this today actually. I want to see Canberra win for the same reasons you do. But
yeah, Canberra. I've always since I started liking Jared Croker, Canberra's been my second favorite team for ages. So.
Yeah, but do you know who I actually want to win now? I want Penrith to win. I reckon they will go down in NRL, ARL, whatever all the different brands of football. They'll go down in history. They already have. They'll go down in folklore history if they come from last to get to the top 4, to get to the grand final and win the grand final, win 5 in a row. Can you imagine the storyline of them doing that? That would just be absolutely. I'll be fully behind them. That would be. That's actually another thing.
I think if Penrith get there, they can win.
Yeah, I agree. I think if they can get there and they can stay healthy, they've got a chance. You can't count them out. On the interview with Snapper, this question we were talking about this sort of type of thing, and I said that I didn't think Para will make the 8, and I didn't think Penrith will make the 8, and I think we're going to be on the cusp, and someone can go and look that up, but. I'll tell you what, I've been impressed. They've won the last, 5? I think they've won the last 5. And their next 4 games, you look at their next 4 games, they're playing the bottom 4 teams.
I think they're playing, I was looking at
South, us. They're playing Gold.
I think they're versing Bulldogs twice within the next, 7 weeks.
The last 3 games of the season is like Cronulla, Roosters and like they're somewhat three hard teams. But the next four out of the 7 that's left is like Souths, Para, Gold Coast, and Tigers.
Yeah, they got South, Tigers, Titans, Knights, so they're the easy ones. But then they've got Storm, Raiders, Bulldogs, and then they finish with Dragons. So
they essentially look at those next 4 games. They essentially can win 9 on the trot, which will put them in the 4 for sure. Even if they, depending on what happens those last 3 games. So anyway, it's going to be really interesting. I'm going to watch Penrith closely because I reckon that will be a storyline that I'll remember for the rest of my life if they get up.
Hold on. I'm drinking juice, people. What's going on here? I'm drinking juice. I wanted to, if Dad had Coke, I was going to have JD and Coke, but there was no Coke.
So Mum's saying you're handsome. She's also saying you're drinking a Cruisers out of a glass.
No, this is juice. This is apple and mango juice, the best juice you can get.
He's certainly not OJ straight. No, that doesn't typically happen in our household, Phil. There you go. What are we up to? We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Who will win the premiership? Who will get the wooden spoon then?
Titans will get the wooden spoon. They suck. Yeah. Full stop. Yeah. Nothing to explain their shit.
It's a sad way for their captain to go out this. Actually, is he the captain?
Tino's their captain.
I was thinking of Tino was their captain. Who's their? Well, I can't even think of his name. I'm so shit with names. Their half that came. He came from.
Foreign.
Yeah, Kieran Foran. It'd be good to see him not get the wooden spoon on his last year, but
nah, couldn't care.
Nah, nor can I. I take it all back. You're right. Who wins the tipping comp this year? And it can't be you.
Me? The fuck?
Can't be you. Can't be yourself.
I think Josh Hainplane will probably win. His lead is way too big at this point in time. It's not going to be you, so don't try to fish out me saying you. 'Cause that ain't happening.
I've got to change the question on the fly then. Well, actually, it's a given answer about say who's going to finish on top of the ladder between you and I, but you're obviously going to say yourself. So I take that question back as well.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the last question. I don't know. I'll see how quickly you can think on the fly. Barbecue question. So if you're hosting a barbecue and you invite 3 people, who would they be?
Like celebrities?
Anyone. So, current, emerging.
Okay. I would invite KSI. I would invite KSI. Fucking hell, I don't even know. Wait. Let me try and think. Can I just say I'd invite the Sidemen over? How about that?
Yeah, that could be one. I want to hear some other people outside of the Sidemen. So I reckon you throw Poppy in there. If you're going to have Poppy at your barbecue, you throw him in.
Yeah. I think,
you got to have someone cooking the meat. He's a good host.
Right, yeah. Okay. That's okay. Poppy, and I'd say the Sidemen. And then, how about let's go Conor McGregor, because that would be a big night.
That would be crazy. Imagine Conor McGregor.
Maybe my favorite.
The crazy Irishman. Is there more chat to click on? I've actually clicked the chat off.
Yeah, there's some chat going on here. Indeed what I was going to say.
Hold on. There's a fair bit I've missed here. What have we got? It's not that. Blah, blah, blah. Must be a school night then. Brand of vodka.
What? Yeah, Phil's saying exactly what I was thinking.
Comes a barrow, yeah. Massive coin, yep. He went home, supposedly, and then didn't go home. Homesick was one of his reasons, I think. That's the last one. Oh no, what we got here? We've got Indiana, maybe your favorite cousin Indy. So she wants to be invited. So I don't know who you're going to take out. Maybe take out one of the Sidemen and replace it with Indy.
I'll take out Vic. Hey, how about that? Vic and Josh.
Yeah. No, I reckon Josh is all right. He goes all right. I've warmed to Josh over the last 6 months.
Yeah, I'm not saying I like Vic and I like Josh, but there wouldn't be.
Get rid of Vic. He's going nowhere in life. All right. Well, that's it. I don't know what else. We've got no more questions to cover off. I'm going to I just pull up some buttons on my screen. Tell me what your thoughts of the fight last night. You watched it, didn't you? I was at the pub. You were at home.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised with the scorecard because, I mean, I think Sonny Bill is a pussy. What is it? He clearly had the upper hand on that fight. He just needed to stand there and throw, and he would have knocked him cold out. And I wanted Gallen to win. But Sonny Bill was an actual, he was sharp and he was crisp. Like whenever he was throwing punches.
Running. He wasn't the aggressor.
He knew what to do. And Gallen was an old man in that ring. He should never step in the ring again. And that's with respect. His time is gone. He was an old man in the ring. Sonny Bill is only like 3 or 4 years younger than him, but he's a lot more athletic. Like he was still sharp. Like he still had like sharp punches, but he didn't have the dog mentality. And that's exactly when people asked me who I thought was going to win. I just said Gallen has that dog in him, and that's dog. If you're a dog and you have that brawl mentality, you will win fights. And it's another great example.
Yep, I agree. Well, with that in mind, really appreciate you putting your hand up, Jack. It was a last-minute decision. You sort of just said, I want to do it, and we haven't done one in a while, so I need to get my act into gear. I know there's some people that are in line waiting. I've just got to get off my ass and sort it out. So I will do that. I'll organise some final whistles. It won't be next week, though, because I've got a board meeting next Thursday night, but I might be able to do one at a different night instead of Thursday night to get some of these done and dusted before the end of the season. But Jack, really appreciate you jumping on and doing the final whistle. There's a whole lot of people just saying stuff about Sonny Bill and whatever, but I'm not going to read them out because I've got to get off. Footy's about to start, and I've got to make sure.
Keep smart.
Actually, you could do this. Do you know the sign off? Do you want to do the sign off?
I don't have a whistle.
Oh, I should have.
I don't got a whistle.
Yeah, you know what? I'm coming downstairs. You're going to do it. But
you don't have my whistle. Keep your tips smart. Yep. Is the footy on? Has the footy started already?
No, about 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. This isn't my whistle. Yes, it is. You
Yeah, it
fucking
is your-
swapped it
it is
out.
your
Yeah,
whistle,
let
mate.
out there, kind of a thing. Keep your tips smart. Your band is sharp. And it's all fun and games until the final whistle blows. Man, you got a shit fucking whistle, bro. That's all I said. He fucked it up.
I forgot I got to be upstairs to end this thing.